Welcome in, folks, to Talk or Go Home. Nick Wilson, David Murphree, and Clint Thompson here, back in the studio. It's been a while since we've recorded, so this is kind of, I don't know, this just feels really good to be back in the saddle, so to speak.
And honestly, a little peek behind the curtain, it's a little weird because it's not our season finale. That's going to be the next episode. But for us, technically, because we've already recorded the season finale, this is our season finale. Yeah. Exactly.
Y'all will hear us again because they're airing out of order, the order that we recorded them in.
Right.
So technically, this will be episode 9, and the next episode after this will be our season finale, which y'all need to stay tuned for because we have a special guest.
Big time
special guest coming. Well, for us, big time special guest coming on.
Everybody's going to know him.
But for us, this is the last time we'll be in the studio for this season, and we won't pick back up until season 6.
Yeah, our contracts are all up, too, so we got to get contract negotiations.
We're going to be in and that includes for the crew, too. So,
well, when you say
Aaron
crew, that's interns. We don't pay interns anything. So if you guys want to intern for us, submit that to
talkorgohome@gmail.com.
Is that really our email?
That's really our email address.
All right,
we have that email address. Did you know that?
Mm-mm. Talk or go home.
So what were you excited about that you got the other day? That in regards to Talk or Go Home.
That I got?
Yeah, you got that you wore the other day.
Oh, shirt. Yeah.
Shirt. See the shirt?
Yeah, y'all can see it.
Oh, back up some.
Kind of. You might have to back up some so they can see it. Yeah, there it is. Well, on the mic. There it is.
You know those British TV shows where somebody's naked and they keep putting the thing right in front of just the right spot? That's basically what we just did.
On accident.
On accident.
Yeah, so check that out. Really, we should have put the shirt right there.
We'll do it.
Should I go move it?
Just go do it.
Hey, they look real good.
And we're not selling them.
Here it is.
We're not selling it, though.
Bask in all its glory. Yeah. We are not selling these.
Show the back while you got it up.
Okay, hold on.
Talk or Go Home on the front. And they look good. Thanks for doing that. They turned out real good.
Yeah, what angle?
I like them.
Oh, we're on this one. Okay.
Talk or Go Home.
So,
your hometown podcast.
For those listening to this podcast, we're showing off the shirt.
Your hometown podcast there at the bottom.
Yeah. Which is our motto, your hometown podcast. And then on the back, it says Steve Gregerson, the Steve Gregerson Band 20th Anniversary Tour.
Yeah, it turned out good.
The whole thing behind that is Justin Williams, who we thought we were going to have on for this episode.
Yeah, he said there's no way in any way in the world that I'm coming back on that podcast. So if you're trying to get that in the shot, that's still not in the shot.
Yeah, they look. Shirt's great, man.
Keep going left. Keep going left. A little more.
Do I really?
Yeah. I wouldn't lie to you. There we go. You're such a pretty man. Anyway.
Probably should have just wore it.
Probably should have.
We should have coordinated better.
Yeah, I wanted to wear my Tracey Lawrence shirt, though.
Yeah, I wanted to wear
this
random shirt.
So how was that concert?
Oh, man, it was great.
Fantastic. You sent a video, and he was covering a George Strait song. Is that right?
Did some great covers.
I wish I would have been there to see that. That would have been great.
I'm going to tell you now about the
I do want to say, though, you started,
we want to hear about it.
You started something. We've really opened him up with his social media.
Is that what you wanted to talk about?
No, that's not what
random.
No, it's just random.
No, but I did want to hit on that because I'm glad you brought that up.
Before he started coming on as a guest last season, he didn't have a Facebook. Now David's got a Facebook.
Now he's got a Twitter.
Now I don't know how to post anything on Facebook still, but
you do on Twitter.
I can do Twitter. Do you hit the little? I know what button to hit on that, but I don't know how to read anybody else's or how to reply to anything.
You have to follow.
You
have to follow.
I followed somebody just a while ago, Mark Chestnut. I followed him a while ago. Yeah.
Watermelon Crawl.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, that's Tracy Bird.
That is Tracy Bird.
Who's Mark Chestnut? What does he say?
Well, he sings some of my favorite ones of all time.
Big D and Don't Mean Dallas.
Yeah, well, they did a good one the other night that I covered. It was. I'll tell you.
What was it?
I'll tell you about it.
What was it?
Are y'all ready?
Well, hold on. Do you want to throw your Twitter out there so people?
I don't know what it is.
David Murphree 73
at David Murphree 73.
Okay. Now he is protected, so he's got a vet who follows him. But let me say this: we've been doing really well on TikTok.
Yeah.
This season, like really, really well, to the point where I've got.
Because we're funny, man.
Yeah, I've got kids.
Hold on. David's funny, man.
Yeah.
No, y'all funny. Y'all real funny. Now,
there's a TikTok right there.
Yeah.
But, thank you for following me on my Twitter. It's Clint's family, you, and my wife. I got 7. So that's who's following.
The Talk or Go Home account follows you, too.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. So, but we've got Aaron, what was it up to today? What did we say?
I think it was almost 200.
Right at almost 200
I think
followers
197.
on TikTok.
Yeah.
Which, isn't a lot in the grand scheme of things. But, the TikTok, our TikTok account is our newest social media account, and it's got the most followers. So if you want to see us and you don't want to go on YouTube or Spotify to watch us, you can go and watch our clips on TikTok if you've got a TikTok account and you're listening to this.
Right, and you'll see some
of our
highlights
best
of the show, but you'll probably see some. There are some behind the scenes.
There are some behind the scenes stuff. We didn't plan it this way, but it just worked out this way. Every third clip or every third TikTok is a behind the scenes video of some kind. So it will go 2 episode highlights, behind the scenes, and that's just kind of how I noticed that the other day.
Yeah.
That wasn't on purpose, but that's kind of how it's
been.
That's kind of how it's played out. But so yeah, social media has been good to Murphree.
Very.
The past 3 months.
Very. He's catching up on 20 years of social media now.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Are you enjoying it? Are you?
Yeah, I look at it at night.
Yeah.
When I have time. I don't
he's
have
eating
it on
his
my
20
phone.
almonds.
I don't have Facebook on my phone. I don't want it on my phone.
the cat get a hold of you?
Where's that? What are you talking about? Oh, I guess I just did that, scratching. But Twitter,
There's a story behind that. That's why he changed the subject.
Well, Twitter, I just
Still strange.
I just wanted to see what Tracey Lawrence and Clay Walker had to say about the show, so I just started following them. And then they were following Mark Chestnut, so I figured I'd follow him too.
Yeah.
See, honestly, and kind of foreshadowing our season finale, that's really the best way to get a hold of people. Now, not all the time will they respond back.
Yeah, because we've tried to get some other guests.
We
on,
have,
They
and
haven't
it hasn't worked out. But
Yeah.
it did work out. So again, tune in our season finale for that one.
Well, it's just frustrating to me because I don't know how to do it.
Yeah.
But I get
Learn how, so we can get another video of you teaching Paul Hawk how to do things, because that was gold. Carrie loves
Honestly,
that.
we should set that up again.
Yeah.
We should. It won't be. Hold on. No, we can't. We got to plan this off here and make it seem like it wasn't set up. But we should set that up.
Hey, Paul, you got a Twitter? No, I ain't got a Twitter. Let me show you how. I ain't got no Twitter. I don't do no
We need to have him on again.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm already getting guests lined up for next season for season 6, and we've got a good lineup. We've got 2 guests that are coming on the same episode. He knows, and I'll tell you after.
Well, I was going to say, so for
excited
context, I know nothing.
Yeah.
I'm like this season, I know nothing.
Hey, it's worked out, man.
It has, I guess.
Literally,
possibly.
he's shown up and not known that we were interviewing somebody, and we interviewed somebody.
Yep.
Right,
Several
like
times.
the Aiden episode.
Aiden, Shay, until I was coming in right at the end, and
that's right. You didn't find out until right
too.
before. Yeah.
With somebody else. Anyway,
you definitely knew about the season finale because you're the one that got that guest.
Yeah. So one thing before we move off topic or get on topic or whatever the show's about, I do want to say one thing that I have noticed myself. I've noticed that I pretty much wear the same shirt every episode. I don't know, and I'll tell you why, because I'm a creature of habit.
Yeah.
So like,
we filmed this on the same day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, a little bit, but here's the other thing too. I have a very white collar job where I sit at a desk, so I don't get dirty. So like, I'll wear the same pants for the whole week unless they get dirty. I really will. But then it's kind of spilled over to, well, especially in the cold months, you don't get out, you don't sweat or anything, you wear a jacket. So I'm like, I wear the same shirt too. I put on a different undershirt. I got a white undershirt, so I got a different undershirt. But my polo shirt that I usually wear is usually the same shirt all week. And I guess, when we get around to washing clothes on the weekend, I pick it out. I was like, I'm going to wear a shirt again. So I've worn the same shirt pretty much all season. It's crazy.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And I just noticed that. It's like, I think I've had this shirt on, almost every episode.
Well, I noticed
except for the white and blue one where I was talking about.
On the hot sauce one.
Yeah, the hot sauce.
Yeah. Because it was horizontal lines.
Yeah. Which makes me look even fatter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said it. You didn't have to.
Yeah,
and y'all didn't have to.
I was going there. So, hey, if you're interested in a shirt
that we're not selling,
let us know, and we might start selling them. Because I've actually had a lot of people reach out and say that they wanted a shirt. So
I feel like we should do a trivia for everybody that wants a shirt. 5 questions, $20. You can have a shirt.
Well, it almost got.
You got to score 80%.
It got to the point where some people were asking me, because we ordered a few extra. And it got to the point where people were asking me for some, and I was only giving some to those that listen to the podcast.
Mm-hmm. that you knew.
That I knew listened to it. Like we had talked about.
Well, you had given
it
out
outside.
to people that had been on the podcast.
Yes.
So Shay got one. I know Shay got one.
Paul got one.
Paul got
Tom
one.
Tom got one.
Okay. So, yeah, those that's been on the podcast.
Tina got one. Shout out to you.
Yes.
BWW.
She's a super fan.
She's fantastic.
Aiden got
She's
one.
awesome. Aiden got one. Rhonda got one. Amy got one.
I don't know Amy.
Amy Clayton.
Okay.
You don't know Amy, do you?
I still don't know Amy.
Garrett Spears got one.
Okay.
Greg Simpson got one.
Okay.
So shout out to y'all. And I'm trying to think of who else got one. Aaron obviously got one. I don't think Jake got one.
Sorry, Jake.
Yeah, Jake didn't get one. Sorry, Jake. Jake, what size do you wear?
Oh my gosh, his mother still shops for him. So.
Yeah, that's true.
There it is.
Yeah, there it is.
Aaron's dead.
Yeah.
So, real quick, one more thing. I told you something that happened to me earlier in the week, and you said you wanted me to tell this on the podcast.
Did you tell me the whole thing, or did you just...
I think I told you the whole thing.
Okay. I think you did too, but I remember now. I want you to go into detail.
Detail?
Yeah.
Okay. So Sunday, we did Bulldog TV here this past Sunday at the school. I get home. We are going through everything, getting ready for the week, and everything's fine. Well, then about 8 o'clock, Maze goes, checks the water, is going to wash his hands. We ain't got no water. Well, we're on a well pump at the house instead of city water. So I say, okay, well,
Route 1.
Yeah. Box 295. So I go out and I look, make sure the breaker's not flipped or anything. Breaker's not flipped. The light that we have out in the well house to keep, keep it warm whenever it gets cold is still on. So I'm like, okay, well, I got power, obviously. So maybe it's a pressure switch. So I go out, find the pressure switch, get it all done up, flip it a couple of times. It's not coming on. It's okay. Maybe it's gone bad, whatever. Well, I go and take a screwdriver because in the past you can take it and kind of bump it and it'll kind of get things going. You at least get it for the night. Well, I bumped it. Nothing happened. I said, okay, well, maybe it stopped up. Changed the filter, all this kind of stuff. Opened up valves. Couldn't get it to come on. So I go in and tell everybody, say, hey, look, we don't have any water. You guys are going to have to, just wing it tonight. Go get a shower, my mom's or your sister's or whatever. We got up the next morning and I noticed that we did have water. So I go outside, and where I changed the filter out, the casing, I didn't tighten all the way up, so there's water everywhere. But I tightened the casing up, turned the relief valve off, everything, go and tell Carrie. It's like 6 in the morning because I was planning on getting up, going to get a pressure switch early that morning. Get up, tell Carrie, said, hey, look, we've got water. If you want to get a shower real quick, hurry up because I got to cut the water off. Once I cut it off, we're not going to have any water. So I go on to a major box store that happened to open up at 6 a.m. to get a pressure switch because they're not a sponsor. To get a pressure switch, and I come back. Well, I get back and I'm trying to get everything done, and I ended up breaking a fitting, so I had to go to a local hardware store that's open at this point and get a fitting. Anyway, I'm sitting there thinking, okay, this job's going to take me an hour, 2 hours tops. I'll get it done. Well, I'm like 4 hours into it at this point. So I get everything wired up, and everything's working. Everything's great. Thumbs up. Well, when the pump starts pumping, the light goes out. Well, that's not supposed to happen. The light's supposed to stay on even if it's not pumping. So I get to looking. I've wired everything back the exact way it was, and while I'm testing it, I've got the water hose on. So I go and I turn the water hose off. I go and turn the power off or rewire it, get it right, or what I'm thinking is right at this point, go and flip it on. Well, the water hose is still on. So whenever I flip the breaker on, the pump starts pumping, the light comes on, the water hose is running. Well, as long as the water hose is running, that pump's going to continue running until it gets to its maximum pressure, which it's not going to get because the water hose is on. So, at this point, I'm getting ready to finish up, and I've got a wrench in my hand. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to flip this switch back real quick with the power on. I'm going to flip the switch back real quick and see if this light goes off. So I took a metal wrench and put down in these points. Whenever I put it in the points and pulled back, the fire jumped 204 or 220 volts, jumped into the wrench and into my body.
God.
So the whole entire time I'm worried about this light that's on, and as soon as I pull the thing back, it goes off, and now I've just got electrocuted. And I don't know if you've ever been shocked by an outlet. That's a 110.
Yeah.
A 110, when it grabs you, it will grab you. You can't let go of it, no matter how hard you try. When you get hit with 220, it throws you. So the whole entire time, I'm worried about this light. I get electrocuted. It pops me back, and when it pops me back, I bust the light.
Gosh,
and like I said, overnight it has just the water's ran everywhere, and because it had been raining and the water's everywhere. And there's ants all over the place where they're all inside the well house because it's warm and it's dry, and and they don't want to be wet. So I'm being eaten by ants this whole entire time. I get electrocuted. I get thrown back. I'm laying in the mud. I finally come to after a couple of seconds.
Gosh, man.
And I get up and I just said, okay, I'm done. I shut it all up, cut the water hose off, and I go inside and I call work. And it's like noon. I call work and say, yeah, I ain't coming in today.
How do you survive?
That's
that?
awesome.
I don't know.
You could have died.
This is the second time in about 6 months that I've almost died. Once on hamburger meat and spaghetti, where I started choking and passed out.
Yeah.
And this.
You told that story right.
I think I did. I don't know. I got choked on a piece of hamburger meat and spaghetti.
Is this before the wrestling? Y'all gonna watch some wrestling? Was that before the wrestling thing?
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah. No, it was after because we had leftover spaghetti.
Oh,
it was
like
after. It was
day,
after the Royal Rumble because we had leftover spaghetti. Exactly. I was eating leftover spaghetti, and a piece of hamburger meat got me choked, and I couldn't inhale. I was trying to cough, and it kept exhaling and exhaling. All of a sudden, I couldn't inhale, and all of a sudden, I stand up and I pass out because I don't have any oxygen. So Carrie runs over and starts hitting me on the back, trying to get it to come up, and then she says I'm out. Like she rolled me over. She said I'm purple. And I said, well, the next stage is plaid, so I don't know what else would have happened.
Well,
and she finally got it up. So,
like 220, it knocked you out. Like if it'd been 110, do you think you'd have
it just held me until I could break away some way or another. Yeah. That's the first time I've ever been shot by 220. It's rough. It don't. I'll tell you this: it don't hurt near as bad. It hits and it's over. 110, it hits and it stays.
What's a spark plug? Do you know?
Yeah, I know what a spark plug is.
No.
You're a spark plug.
You are a spark plug.
Technically.
Now, how many times have you been electrocuted?
Oh, several. This is what happens whenever my dad is like, yeah, it only hurts you for a minute. Yeah. So I grew up with that, and it's not a big deal. Like I'll give you another story real quick about the other time I got shot by 110. So in my stepdaughter's room, she's wanting the plugs replaced because they're loose, and when you plug something up, it wants to fall out. So yeah, sure. So we go and we actually flip the breakers off because I know, hey, this 110, I don't want to get shocked by it. So I go and get flip the breaker off, and I go through 3 of the plugs and I replace them. I get to the 4th one. Well, whoever's
different breaker.
And it's on a different breaker.
Older houses, man.
Older houses, they just jumped it to the next room over.
You run into those fuses.
So I got over to that one, and I'm taking it off, and everything's fine. I get to go put it on, and I've got a pair of pliers. And of course, my pliers, they don't have any protective, anything on it, so it's bare metal. So I grab it. And Caitlin's right there. She's cleaning or something. And I grab it and go, ah! And I'm like, ah! And she's like, ha, ha, ha. No, help me!
So did she pull you off the outlet?
No. I finally got off of it. And then, I had a burn mark on my hand where the pliers were. So.
And you smell something burnt.
No, I didn't smell anything burning, thankfully. But if I did, that would have been bad.
Man, I went through the house one time on a skateboard in the kitchen, and I was on and fell down on it and put my arm down on it. It cooked my arm, man.
Did it really?
Well, you can smell it. It smells like something being cooked.
Right. We were working on my dad's '94 F-150 one day, and somehow we had we were replacing spark plugs. Maybe.
Sure.
Something I don't know. Spark plugs were exposed. Well,
that hurts too.
Okay. He goes in there, and it's me and my brother, and we're working on him. And it's the same mentality. Oh, it only hurts for a second.
Yeah.
Right? He goes in there, and my uncle was there, too. And I think my uncle put him up to it. I think his brother put him up to it. But they were both in the car, and I hear click, and next thing I know, because my hand, I'm putting in a spark plug, right? Next thing I know, I feel what feels like bees stinging my fingers, and my hand goes, boom! Well, the hood of the truck is still there.
Right.
It goes boom. Well, in those old Ford or trucks, cars, whatever, they've got that framework underneath the hood.
Yeah.
And it's not like finished metal. It's not rounded metal.
Right.
My hand goes up, and I knocked my hand into one of those pieces of framework for that hood. Blood going everywhere.
Yep.
Dad's laughing his tail off. My uncle's laughing his tail off. It was a good time.
Well, that's what's going to happen when you do something like that. You're just going to throw.
Yeah, you don't try to get rid of
Yeah.
it.
Boom.
Yeah.
I had a
Or you're going to
pipe,
grab
man.
onto it, one or the other.
Yeah.
I had a pipe on a load binder one time that I was loosening, and I just threw it up, and there goes the pipe.
Yeah.
It's flying off.
Yeah, you
Just
get the
wonder
get the
how
binder,
you
get
go
the
through a window in the
binder
house,
too,
yeah.
get the binder a little too tight,
Yeah.
you know.
Now,
down
you
the
said
seam.
before the water went out, you was getting your clothes and everything ready, so you was getting your one shirt and one pair of pants ready for the week.
Yeah, exactly.
And you said Route 1 back in the old days.
Box 295.
Yeah.
$2.95.
Well, back in the old days, we didn't have any city water out there.
Yeah.
So we had a spring. We had a spring, and we pumped it up from the spring.
See,
You
my
gotta wait.
grandparents' old house, before the tornado came through, they were on well water. You know what? They might actually still be on well water, but they live right next to the lake. So, and my grandfather, he knows how to witch a well. So he just, when they built the house, he just wished a well, and they put a pump in, and everything was well water.
Well, we have access to city water, but city water is $35-$40 a month.
Yeah.
And
More than that.
Well, see, and that's
Well, it
the
might not
thing.
be for you because you don't wash that much. We wash a whole lot at the house. It's more than 35.
Well,
Is
we
it really?
really.
Yes.
I'm gonna check for a leak.
No, I've just had a new line put in not too long ago. No, we use a lot of water.
Yeah. Well,
Wash a lot.
we've always had a well, and then the
This
well.
is so interesting to so many people out there.
Yeah, no. The well that we had was a top style, so it's like a straw. It sucks it up from the
Yeah.
bottom. Well, it went out. We went on city water for a little while. Everything's there, and then we ended up going back to the well, and I got a new pump, put it in the bottom, so it's pushing instead of pulling the water, and it's been a little bit better.
Well, we didn't have any. Probably 1980 was when they started running water around.
Yeah, it was late.
It was in the
It's
70s.
late.
Everybody had a well.
Yeah, it was probably
And a hole in the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, hole in the ground, spring or something.
I mean, there's one over by my house.
Thick Pin Road.
There's one over by my house.
Everybody had a
hole. Yeah, everybody's got. Mama had a hole.
Throwback.
Yeah, throwback.
Throwback.
Episode 1.
Yeah.
But
five.
yeah, Mom's on a well. We're on a well. There's a lot of people.
We have
out
the
there.
capability, but we don't have one installed.
Right.
And I think Dad's talked about putting one in. But see, where we are, like, we're on top of a hill, so we'd have to put it, like, on the side of the hill or down the hill to make it more efficient for the pump. But
Sure.
then we'd have to pump it up. So
right.
either way, we're going,
Well,
we're going to need a decent pump.
So the way my house is, I've got all my house stuff on one circuit breaker. That's my main power that I pay through the power company. Then I got another that I've got not off property, but just off to the side of the house shop. Well, that's where that well is connected. And between the shop and the well, my bill every month's like $17. So I mean, I think that's well worth it. Just
Worth it.
Ha.
Yeah. I was
Play
wondering
on
if you did
words.
that on purpose.
So, all right. So, Electrocution Monday. That's out of the way. All right.
You made a list.
I made a list.
You did make a list, and we got something that I want to bring up here in a little while, but we'll bring that up towards the end. But so what's your story for us?
Well, I went to see Tracey Lawrence.
Yeah.
No, that was my trip. But then, me and my wife, we don't ever do anything much. We don't ever go anywhere. So this is a big trip. And
How far away?
we're going to Huntsville.
Which is how long?
I don't know, 2 hours, hour and a half. We don't ever go anywhere because we got kids and everything. So we get everybody loaded up in the car. And I'd bought these tickets, and I'd paid double for them what I should have paid because I got the resale tickets. So we get everybody in the car and get ready to go, and the car just barely starts. Just barely turning over. So I knew that,
Something's about to go.
well, I knew I was going to have to get a battery.
Alternator
So
battery.
if I just knew that if I took the battery out, went and got one myself and got back, put it in, that's going to be too much time, and I'd probably be disgusted and just probably wouldn't even go.
Yeah.
'Cause I already tried to sell my tickets anyway. So I just figured, well, let's just run by Walmart. Like, if we get everybody out of the car, you're just not going to get them back in, probably. Yeah. So I went by Walmart just to see if I could throw one in real quick. And they said it'd be like 2.5 hours.
Goodness.
So I thought, and this is about lunchtime Saturday, so I went to Advance, and they put one in real quick. The guy
Not a
came out-
sponsor.
Well, shout out to Advance, though, not a sponsor. Or Walmart.
Advance.
Yeah, Advance. So they come out with a crash cart, we threw it in 10 minutes. And so we're on the
Crash
road.
cart?
Yeah, they got that cart.
Like
they
a
come out.
clear.
They got everything. Yeah, they got everything in there you need. Put a battery in. So I got one in, and headed up. We dropped the kids off in Trustful and was headed up to Huntsville, and I had a rock hit my windshield.
Oh, wow.
And put not a crack, but just a chip out there.
Chip,
So got somebody coming next week to fix that. So I'm already kind of bummed about the battery and the windshield and everything.
2 strikes right there, man.
Man, we get up there to the hotel, get checked in and everything. I was going to go get something to eat. And this was this morning that it snowed. So we was going to go get something. I didn't even know we'd be able to go anyway. So we go get something to eat. Like
Put
Bob's.
the tire chains on?
No, well, I thought I was going to have to. Bob's Burgers or whatever. It was packed. It was going to be.
Did he just say that?
Is that what the place? Bob's Burgers or something in Huntsville? We was going to try to go there and get something to
Sykes?
eat. No, it wasn't Bob Sykes. It's some burger place my cousin told me about.
Wahlburgers.
No, it wasn't that either. Some other burger place.
Bob's Burgers is an animated show on
Fox. It was something like that. Bob's Burgers or
Not
something. And we couldn't get in. It was like 20 degrees. Going to be 30-minute wait getting in there. So I saw a Jimmy John's right around the corner. I told my wife, let's just get a couple of sandwiches, go back to the room. And I go in there, and we getting sandwiches. And I had a Dallas Cowboys hat on. The guy making the sandwiches said, what'd y'all trade Amari Cooper for? Amari Cooper, for the Cowboys. I didn't know that had happened either. So it's just.
That's strike 3 right there with the burgers.
It's awful. And so we'll go back, and we eat, and then go to the show. And when I bought these tickets, I didn't realize this. I thought I was buying tickets for Clay Walker to open up for Tracey Lawrence.
Yeah.
But then when we got there, the opening act, he played, and he's pretty good, some guy, Randall King or something like that. And then it took about 30 minutes for him to get the stage ready for what I thought Clay Walker was going to come out, and then Tracey Lawrence would be after him. And my wife, this is kind of funny, we giggled about this a little bit. We were probably the only sober people there. And but between the opening act and the what I thought was going to be Clay Walker, they played Alabama's Dixieland Delight. And if you're ever at a country show and you want to know, who the drunkest people are in there, that's what you need to play.
Right.
Because the drunkest people, they get up and start dancing around, and they got that cheer that they do, like at the Alabama game. So it was getting pretty rowdy.
Yeah.
And this was one of the rowdiest shows I've ever been to, country show, or probably any show. And I've been to a lot of them, rock concerts.
You're
and
coming
everything.
right off a pandemic. It's probably the first time people's gotten out. Yeah.
And it was, too. It was crazy now. But then when the show started, they come out on stage together. And I didn't know this was going to happen. And they played the whole night together.
So Clay Walker
and they come out together. Tracey Lawrence come out together. They're doing.
We missed out.
I know we did.
Well, they're doing 8 shows. I didn't know it when I bought the tickets, but they're doing 8 shows like this where they put their bands together. They had people from both their bands playing, so they had a good band, and they come out together, and they played each other, sang on each other's songs a lot. They played some great cover songs. And then Clay Walker, he'd sing a couple, and while Tracey Lawrence was off stage, and then Tracey Lawrence come on, he'd sing a couple. They did a bunch together, but it was fantastic. It's probably one of the best shows I've ever seen.
Wow.
It was great.
See, I'm not a big concert guy.
I'm not either. It's got to be a really, really good art, or an artist that I really want to see for me.
Right. It's got to be one that I want to see, or I love you. The wife drags you to one.
Yeah.
Train. Ugh.
You don't like Train?
I'm not a Train guy.
I used to be a bigger Train guy than I am now. Not as big of a Train guy. Drops of Jupiter is about the only thing I listen to, and I don't listen. It's I got to be in the mood.
I don't know nothing about Train. I know their keyboard player played with a group I went to see one time. Who's the? I think of it a little while.
Do y'all know who Train is?
Yeah. Do y'all know who?
I have no idea.
Wow.
Jennifer Nettles. Who was she with? Who'd she sing with?
Nettles. She was a country.
Yeah. What band's that? Train's keyboard player. He played with them. Who was that? Sugarland. Yeah.
Sugarland.
Yeah.
That's it. Sugarland.
What kind of genre of music is it?
It's like alternative
pop. Yeah.
Yeah. Drops of Jupiter in her hair.
Oh, roundabouts. I went through a bunch of roundabouts up in Huntsville. And
Reoccurring theme.
Yeah, roundabouts.
Right there at the VBCC, the Von Braun, there's a roundabout right there, and I was pretty proud of myself. I mean, I was going to show out while I was there because I knew how to get around one of them.
Left turn.
And I went through another one later on. I got turned around when we was trying to leave, and I was going to try to get back on the interstate, but we ended up going 231.
That's not a bad drive. Honestly.
It's not. I like that drive, 231.
It was nice.
Huntsville and here, really.
And now I got a question. I booked a room on Expedia. Y'all ever done that before? Orbitz or anything like that? Mm-hmm. And I've done this twice, and I've got charged again for the room. Later on, they charged me again. I had to call this week and get that straightened out. I told them when I checked in, look, I booked with Expedia, and I paid for everything, but they still charged me again later on my card. I had to call them, Get that straightened out. I'm not ever doing that again.
I've never had
Speedy.
I mean, I've always done it straight to the hotel, but
Yeah,
I've
I've
never
always
had
just-
any
yeah.
issues.
Yeah, I'm not doing that anymore.
Well, speaking of left turns at a roundabout,
This is gonna be good.
no, not really. Number one, I like the Dale Earnhardt hat there. That's
Yeah, thank you.
Big number
That's
3.
good.
For those listening, Murphy's wearing a black. How old's that hat?
Well, I got it the day that he got killed.
The day he died.
That's 2001.
So that hat is 21 years
21
old,
years old.
and looks brand new. Nice black hat. Got Jim Goodwrench, Dale Earnhardt
Richard
signatures on the
Childress
bill.
racing on the
Richard
other
Childress, yeah. number
Well, Richard
3.
Childress, he gave that 1,000,000 rounds of ammunition to Ukraine.
That's right. I remember you telling me about that.
I'm
yeah.
kind of high on Richard Childress right now.
I've not heard that.
Yeah, he did. He pledged 1,000,000 rounds of ammunition to the
Because
Ukrainian
he's on
military.
the board of some Ammo Incorporated company, so they sent 1,000,000 rounds over there.
Cool. But thanks to you, honestly, I've been watching a lot of NASCAR videos, like older NASCAR videos on YouTube the last couple of weeks. I watched one, I guess it was maybe the Motor Trend Network or something, where they redid the pavement and everything over in Atlanta.
Oh, that was a great race.
Increased the
banking.
bank.
Yeah, that was a fantastic race.
Had a little bit of an issue with a right rear tire going down on a lot of cars, but I think for the most part it was.
It was good. I want to go over there. That's a good.
But
Be a good race
much,
now.
much like newer guy, we kind of pick fun of these kids here that don't know train, but I've kind of went back and watched some of the older NASCAR stuff. I remember the name Alan Kwiecki, and I understand that he passed away.
That is a name that I haven't heard in years.
So
wow.
So the thing about Alan Kwiecki that a lot of people don't know is he was kind of that first one, and really the only one that did it successfully, to branch off from a team and purchase his own car, and he was a owner driver.
Yeah.
Like one of the first ones to do it. Won a championship because I heard he was a turd. Like he had a very high standard.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously he got killed in a plane crash.
Plane crash, yeah. Him and Davey Allison both got killed about the
same time. Yeah. Anyway, there's been others that's tried to do that, and none's really had any success at it. And until Tony Stewart kind of won a couple of years ago, even though he was an owner, he's only like a 49% owner, so he's not even a majority owner. He's the first one since Alan Kwiecki to win the championship. So I thought that was pretty neat.
Man,
it's just crazy how you look at that stuff. It's like, man, I remember some of this stuff, and like I don't remember that. Like,
yeah,
because that was in the '90s. I mean, I was 7, 8, 9 at that time. So I mean,
I barely remember that name,
Right.
but that name does register in my mind. And I was a wee kid. I mean, I grew up going to Talladega with my dad and my family and their friends, and it was yeah.
Well, I actually went back the other day and was trying to find the finishing order of that race I went to right after Kwiecki and Allison got killed. Now, I know Rusty Wallace won the race, and Dale Earnhardt won the championship. It was that race I was talking about where I got that oil dry on my chicken.
Yeah.
And what made that so, I just wanted to see who all, because I can't remember who all was in that field. It was the Purelator 400, I think, was the name of the race. I think it was the last race, but I know I've seen Dick Trickle race and Darrell Waltrip. But see, what made that?
I've seen Dick Trickle too.
Yeah.
But all those Hutch Strickland and all them. But what made that oil dry on the chicken so good? While I was eating that. Now, what made it so good is because I was watching Dale Earnhardt and Rusty Wallace go at it.
Yeah.
At Atlanta. And
That's legendary, man.
Yeah, I know. That's what made it so good.
I'll be
you get
honest.
to watch those legends like that.
Even watching some of the newer stuff, that I was watching the past couple of weeks, it ain't got the same.
It doesn't feel.
It doesn't.
Well, I was telling somebody today because that was the last race, and Earnhardt won the championship, and it was like dusky, dark, getting dark, and it was just almost romantic, man. It was just fantastic. It was just
Days of Thunder.
it was just great. Great.
Now we're in the days of bass drums. It's not thunder anymore, brother. Sadly. I don't know. I tried to make a metaphor out of it. It didn't work.
Yeah, please stop.
So, all right. Let's get into something that I'm going to admit, okay, I saw this on a TikTok.
Okay.
And I thought it wasn't necessarily in this format, but a guy was just talking about what his last meal would be if he got sick or was being executed, like whatever the scenario is. Say you're given an opportunity to consume your last meal.
Mm.
What is that meal going to be like? What's it going to be?
I've actually thought about this prior to you asking.
I haven't.
You've
So
never thought of it?
No, this was cool for me.
Okay.
This was a cool thought.
So like, a
experiment
lot of
for me.
people, they're like, yeah, well, I want, caviar and all this other really, really expensive stuff. And I never got that feel. Like, I want something that's going to remind, my scenario is always, okay, I'm on death row for whatever reason. And, assuming that high cholesterol doesn't get me before, that the electric chair does.
Do you have high cholesterol?
I actually do not.
You know what's funny?
I have great cholesterol, great blood pressure. My weight's not good, but honestly, I'm good.
What's funny is I battle high cholesterol. I'm being dead dog
It's
serious.
genetic.
It's genetic, and my dad does too.
Yeah.
My dad does too. My dad was running 8 miles a day when he was in the Air Force, and he still had high cholesterol. Like, he was, eating what they fed him.
Food.
It's that what?
Barracks food.
But no, like, they had him on a meal of like greens and fish, like all the foods that are supposed to keep it down, and he still. It was technically under, I don't know, the legal limit or whatever you want to call it, but it was still higher than what it should have been with him running 8 miles a day.
Sure.
Well, there's
and
certain
eating all that
vegetables
food.
that can make it shoot up too, can't they?
Well, I think most of your greens keep it down. I think most of your greens keep it down, and like fish keeps it down and stuff like that. Broccoli. Yeah.
But here's the thing. I remember when I was a kid, it was eat an egg. Then I remember when I was in school, it was don't eat eggs, they're high in cholesterol. And now it's come back around. Eat eggs are great for you. It's like,
well, they're high in protein, but also high in cholesterol.
Right.
It's it's now we know both. Like, it's a balancing act.
sure.
But so you've thought about this before.
I've actually thought about this before.
What would your last meal be?
So, at the time, I thought fried bologna sandwich, a couple of fried bologna sandwiches, like just something that reminds you of childhood, reminds you of better times, times that were more fun. But now that I've gotten older and you kind of threw this question out, it would probably still be along the same lines. It won't be something as simple as a fried bologna sandwich, but it would be like black eyed peas. No, excuse me, purple whole peas, not black eye. Purple whole peas. Purple whole peas, cornbread, meatloaf, some kind of meat, potato. When we were coming up, me and my sister, Dad used to cook for us. He would cook one of those banquet frozen Salisbury steaks, and he would fry some potatoes and put squash and onions in it. And he just thought that we just loved that, and that's what we had every week. It seemed like we had it one day a week every week growing up. So it'd be something like that. It's not used to. I still love. Mom makes a pepper steak and rice. That's cubed steak and rice with like a tomato. Almost like a tomato gravy in a sense on it. I love that. So
Yeah, I love tomato gravy.
Okay.
that's what's on there.
I was just making sure you stuck with it.
And I asked some guys at work the same thing. I said, hey, we're gonna go record this podcast. What would y'all's last meal? Like, you're on death row. What would your last meal be? And Paul Hall, you should answer that.
Should I?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let him know. You have to let him know.
Hey, man, we're recording a podcast. What's up?
Okay, you're good.
Okay, you want to say anything to the world?
No, I'm good, brother. I'm gonna let y'all ask that.
All right. Well, you want to say anything to Murphree?
Yeah, tell him I said hello. He's a good man.
All right. He heard you.
Tell him I said hi.
All right. He said hi.
What about Clint Thompson?
All right, Clint. Hey, Clint is the man. What about Shay Money wanting us to meet on Sunday?
I know. He wants us to meet on Sunday. I know. I'm gonna call you when I get out of here. We're gonna talk about it.
All right, I got you.
All right, dude. See you, man.
Love you, Paul.
Love you, buddy. Bye.
I hung up on him. Twitter notification. All right.
But other people were like, steaks. There's a lot of steaks. A lot of people are going to say steaks. Yeah. And then another guy said a homemade cheeseburger. Like, he's a big cheeseburger guy.
I want to know what your last minute. Well, can I say mine and then we'll get to yours?
Go.
Okay. All right. So I've got
forever.
I've got several things. All right, because
you want to prolong it. Like, I'm about to die. I'm just Well,
I've got a lot of things I enjoy. So immediately, the first thing I thought of was buffalo wings.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought that too.
Buffalo wings with Frank's hot sauce and or Jefferson's.
Yeah.
Pizza from Pizza Hut.
Not sponsors.
None of these are sponsors. Pizza from Pizza Hut. I don't know. I grew up eating pizza from Pizza Hut, and it's kind of.
If they'll let you go in and eat inside.
It doesn't
I
make
could
me
go for that.
carry out. Yeah.
Well, There's no eating Pizza Huts anymore.
They're around, but they're very rare. Very, very rare. A lot of them are carry out.
I might choose that as last meal if I could go inside and sit down and eat.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize how awesome that was growing up. But now that there aren't a lot of them around, I really miss going into a Pizza Hut.
I like going to Blackstone, but there's still something about that Pizza Hut that was just kind of nostalgic in its own sense.
I hadn't eaten at a Pizza Hut in probably 10 years.
Well, the one in Pell City, we used to go there, probably once every couple of weeks and do the buffet for lunch. Well, when COVID hit, they closed it down, and it's completely shut down.
Yeah, I tried to get in the one in Aniana. It's shut down, too.
Yeah.
Right.
Filet mignon steak with baked potato, sour cream, and butter. Chocolate ice cream from Mayfield. A Jarritos, preferably strawberry. Beef tacos, no lettuce. No cheese. Sour cream and hot sauce. A Big Mac with fries and a Coke from McDonald's. And that's my last meal.
So you're eating all that?
Yeah.
For your last meal?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or at least a little bit of it all.
What does it matter with my cholesterol when I'm about to die anyway? You know what I'm saying?
Hey, what is it about a Coke from McDonald's that tastes better?
I don't know, but it's true.
It is. I don't know if it's just tweaked just a little bit more. It is true.
Yeah,
That's like 4 or 5 different meals.
Yeah.
I did 2 or 3. I mean, I named 2 or 3. Like,
all right.
I told you earlier today. I'm like, you can make it as big as you want to.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. And it's just like.
Okay. Now look, I thought I was going to die back in the fall.
I thought I was going to die twice in 6 months.
He got electrocuted.
Spark plug over.
And he choked on a beef.
now look, back when I went to the beach, that Azo incident.
Dick trickle.
Now I really thought I was dying, man. And all I wanted while I was down there was I want a fried seafood platter from Wolf Bay Lodge. That's all I want. So
you didn't even get to go, did you?
Well, we went, but it's 2-hour wait. So we went somewhere else, and it was a 3-hour wait. So finally, we just went back to the condo. I didn't even eat anything that night. I just went to bed. I was so disgusted.
Almonds. Yeah, that's when the
14 of them.
14.
Yeah, I probably did if you want. But say I want a fried seafood platter from Wolf Bay Lodge and probably some city donuts from down there. Might as well throw some of them in. Tell you while I'm down there.
Yeah, you had a. Didn't you wear a shirt from City Donuts?
Yeah, City Donuts.
Not a sponsor.
Not a sponsor.
Should be.
So when you guys go to the beach, like there's one or the other, or there's one of 3 things you can do. You can go early and get something to eat, or you can go with the crowd and wait, or you can go late and get something to eat. Where do y'all fall?
Well, I'm gonna go lunchtime, rest time, but you can just get up takeout too. I wish I'd thought of that.
Yeah, that is true.
I'm if you want to stay on the beach as long as possible, I'm a takeout guy. I'm go get something easy, something. But if it's one of those where you're going to plan to go out,
right.
I'm definitely on the early side of things because then that gives you enough time after to go get dessert or go do something else.
That's where we are. We'll go at that 4:30 to 6 range.
I'm 3 to 5.
Yeah, I'm gonna do lunch. The rest of them.
Yeah, we'll do it at that like 4 to 5, maybe 6 range if it's not super crowded. We'll do that, and then we'll do whatever family event, putt, whatever. We try to do at least a putt or something while we're down there, and then we'll go get like a dessert. There's ice cream shops.
You know what we should do?
Go together to the beach.
We should all go to the beach together.
Well, I mean, out of the 3 of us, there's only one that has access to a condo on the beach. I'm just saying, or a home on the beach. I'm just saying.
So are you gonna be able to make that happen for us?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I didn't even get to go to Wolf Bay Lodge.
Well, see, he's got 4. You've got 3. Well, 4.
4.
I've got me.
Well, my wife can stay home, and my son can stay home.
Now, if us 3 win, I can make that happen. But the house that I've got access to can't hold 9 people. Actually, hold on.
Look, Mace is good on the balcony outside.
It could hold 9 people, actually.
Look, I've stayed in a tiny hotel room at the Sugar Bowl with 7 people, so I can do it.
You can do it.
Yeah.
This could hold 9 people.
You know what the secret is? Instead of everybody laying in a bed a traditional way,
somebody
you
would
just lay across the bed, and then it's like a big burrito. Speaking of, I do love me some Chipotle. I might have to throw Chipotle on there.
Yeah, you are a big Chipotle guy.
About three of those burritos.
Chipotle is your life.
It is.
Yeah, I'll just drink ice water on my last meal. You gonna drink Coke? I'll just drink ice water.
What was your last meal?
Yeah, a fried seafood platter from Wolf Bay Lodge. Because I
You
never got to go.
his things so much.
And just might as well get some city donut while I'm there.
Yeah, that's right.
But you better get there early if you want those.
Well, he goes.
That was
on
not
these,
a replay. That was.
He
was
doesn't
Nick not
just
knowing.
answer the questions. He goes on this long story to get to his answer, and by the time he gets to
Really?
his answer, I've forgotten what the question was, or like what.
Why didn't you tell me Tom Wilkinson was in Batman? Why didn't y'all tell me that? He's my favorite
I
actor.
didn't really think that Tom Wilkinson's
Yeah,
your favorite actor.
Yeah, I would have watched it a long time ago if I'd known he was in there.
He's only in one. He's not in all of them.
I guess
he's not in the second or third one.
No.
Batman Begins. I started that last night.
Did you really?
Yeah.
You said you
Are
were
you
going
serious?
to.
What?
Yeah, I'm totally lost.
Okay. Well, yeah.
Well, I don't want to get on this Batman kick, but I mean, he fell down the cave, and I assume he was getting bit by a bat when he fell down in the cave. And then next thing I know, they're showing him in China, fighting like in a Chinese prison camp. He's fighting prisoners, and then he's climbing up the Himalaya mountain chain, and he's fighting Liam Neeson. I don't know what's going on now. I thought he just got bit by a bat and he turned into Batman. What's all that about? I don't know. Why is he in China?
This is going on TikTok.
Have we not gotten him to talk about Batman before now?
This is going on TikTok.
Oh my goodness!
But I saw
it's
the
a
next
backstory.
one.
It's a backstory.
But okay.
But that's not the backstory. Like, it's not like that comic booky or that campy.
Yeah, I want to see him do
It's
some
not like,
stuff,
it's
man.
not like
Hold on.
Spider-Man.
I was gonna say, do you think Batman got bit by a bat and got bat powers?
Yeah.
No, that's not. No, in the book, in the comic book, in the source material, he's gone. Clint is gone off set.
I'm thinking he falls down there, he gets bit by the bat. I'm
No,
thinking he's
if you
gonna
get
start-
bit by a bat, you get rabies. You don't turn into a bat.
Well, I thought that's how. Okay, so they had to train him into being Batman.
Yeah,
They had to teach him all the
his
stuff.
mom and dad.
So
died.
Liam Neeson is teaching him the stuff. Why is Liam Neeson teaching him the
His
stuff? And then Tom Wilkinson shows up and points a gun at him, and I'm thinking,
his mom and dad die.
well, I got all that.
And then the bats attack him, and it's like this trauma that inspires him to overcome. Anyway.
Well, I saw the next one where the guy, Heath Ledger plays. I guess I'll watch that again. But I'm going to finish watching that first one, too, but I just didn't understand what was going on.
You stopped halfway through it because
But
you didn't
why-
understand
wait,
it.
why-
Went to the next one?
Why is he in China, though? How did he get to China?
It tells you.
As I watch it, it's
Yes.
like, okay.
Yeah. Like it doesn't. See, that's the thing about Christopher Nolan.
He basically goes on this retreat to kind of find himself,
Yes.
and then in doing so, he meets up with these guys from the League of Shadows, who's kind of this ninja group
organization,
and that's where he's learning all this stuff. So that's what you're seeing, the training of how he becomes this, kind of BA at
you
fighting.
really have to pay attention, and that's the thing about Christopher Nolan. He's not going to be like in front of like this is what is happening. You kind of have to observe.
Well, I just
it.
wanted to tell
So how
y'all
many
I started
years-
watching.
I knew that would confuse him.
I just wanted to tell y'all I started
How many
watching.
years did you really think Batman just got bit
Till
by
now.
Oh my goodness!
Is that his-
What do you think Iron Man is?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I don't know.
He
I'm
ate-
just now starting to watch it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't know. But tell me Tom Wilkinson's not a good actor. He's a
great actor.
Name a bad movie he's been in.
I can't.
Well, he's in Batman, and then he's Cornwallis in The Patriot.
Yeah.
He's I think a guy, is he Fromm in Valkyrie?
Yeah, Friedrich Fromm. Yeah.
He's in great movies. All my favorite ones.
I'm sure he's done more than just those three movies.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, he's a great actor. I love Tom Wilkinson.
Yeah.
Great kind of antagonist in everything that he is.
He's
you know what I'm
good.
saying?
He's
What?
good.
What,
Did you
you're
know
still
who he
laughing
was?
about the bat bite?
Yeah,
Rabies. You get rabies.
Yeah, I was totally lost. He's fighting people over there. I didn't know what was
Well,
going
look,
on.
you think it's going to blow his mind if he finds out about Man-Bat? Not Batman, but Man-Bat?
We don't need to go.
Okay.
Look, I'm just more Smokey and
his-
the Bandit. I understand that, but like Batman, it just lost me right off the bat.
His Batman is Birmingham Batman, Alabama Batman.
Birmingham Batman. Yeah, Birmingham Batman.
Birmingham Batman. With,
Well, that's I just wanted y'all to know I
turntables in the
started
back of the
watching it.
Batmobile.
I just wanted y'all to know I started watching it. So just move on.
Okay.
Good.
Well, when you get done with all three movies, I want you to tell us what you think.
Okay. Well, I'll probably watch a little bit more tonight.
Okay. You gonna finish it?
I might tonight.
Okay.
Possible.
All right. Recommendations.
Wait a minute.
What?
Now, wait a minute. We talked about country music on a previous show.
Yes.
and I
Which
saw-
one?
We've talked about it on many a podcast.
I saw the other. We're talking about all the lanes, like the country music is.
Yeah, all the
is it-
subgenres.
Well, I saw where I don't remember what I was watching, But in 2016, I didn't remember this happening. In 2016, Alan Jackson, I think it was at the CMA Awards, the 50th anniversary, he just got up and walked down because Beyonce, is that her name?
Beyonce.
Well, she was performing with the Dixie Chicks, who's just now the Chicks. I don't care nothing about them anymore. But
I didn't care
it's
anything
all
about them before.
they were going to try to have everything on the CMAs just be traditional that year since it's 50th anniversary. So it looked like Beyonce. It looked like she was performing, and like the Dixie Chicks were backing her up. So he just walked down.
Yeah.
When that, I didn't remember that happening. Did y'all know that happened?
I don't remember that happening.
I don't remember that specifically, but I've heard a lot of people say some stuff about that where, like, it's not traditional, especially just the music shows in general. You know, when they're up in there having to bleep everything out on TV because the language gets so bad.
I guess that's
like
when I quit watching it, when all that was going on.
Yeah.
But he just got up and
country
walked
music's weird. You got the ACMs, the CMAs, the TTOs, the PDAs. I mean, there's too many shows. You know what I'm saying? It's just, it's become
Well, just the other night was
saturated.
iHeart Radio Music
Exactly.
Awards or something.
I ain't watching none of that.
Didn't even know that was happening.
Yeah, I saw it on TV. I didn't
The
even watch
last
the
one
end of it.
I even knew that was happening, there was one that was done in the Raiders' new stadium in Las Vegas. Whatever show that was, and Morgan Wallen won something, and I saw a clip of it on TikTok, I think, or Twitter, and I didn't even know that was happening. I just saw it on social media. But
What
so
else you got?
Well, you got your list done. Be sure you get your list all in.
I'm good. I've got
Everything.
everything.
The only thing I got left on here is my recommendations. I got to pick one of two, so y'all can go ahead.
Now, I just wanted to mention that we did send a letter to Cholula.
We did.
We did.
And we hadn't heard back anything yet from, but we did send a letter.
I hope we do.
Yeah.
I sent a certificate. You know, we sent a certificate and letter up there. And in the letter, we put on there, and I'm sure that they've put it up behind the CEO's desk. We put in there, please accept this certificate of recognition and feel free to display it in a prominent location. So I'm sure that they are displaying it in a prominent location as we speak.
As we speak.
Yeah.
Do you think they'll actually reply?
I think
to
they
us?
will.
You think they will?
Yeah.
Are there any other updates you have for
Better
us?
Call Saul.
Ooh,
April is coming back on final season. I bet that's going to be fantastic.
I don't know if I should admit this.
You shouldn't. You should stop right now because I know what you're about to admit. Let me say this before you do.
Okay.
Though.
I won't admit it. Go ahead.
David, you have Twitter now. I will show you how to get in touch with Cholula. It's just at Cholula Hot Sauce, and just send it to them and say, please check your mail.
Now, why do I need to send? Oh, but you be sure they check the
Yeah,
mail.
just tell them.
We'll do it before we leave.
Okay.
Okay. And then, that Better Call Saul. I'm pretty excited about that because I was wondering what happened if it was going to come back on or not.
So,
that's one of my favorite
How did
shows.
you know their exact handle?
Is that what it is?
It's at Cholula Hot Sauce.
I had no idea. I really
that's
didn't.
their handle. Yeah.
I figured somebody else is already Cholula, so there you go.
I'm gonna follow you, Cholula.
Please sponsor us.
Man, they have a lot. Yeah, please sponsor us, Cholula. We will be official Cholula ambassadors.
I will drink some every episode.
We'll We'll do the set in Cholula.
There you go. Better Call Saul. Have you been in it the whole entire time? Like since season one? Season one was slow, but it's gotten really good. And I think was it COVID maybe that kind of messed the scheduling up?
Yeah, because that's when I started watching it. Was during COVID. I started watching.
Because it seems like
Watched all of them.
we haven't seen. I don't know if we've seen season 5. Season 6 is getting ready to come out.
I don't know
right?
which season it is. But
I know obviously that one's not come out. I don't think we've seen the one prior to that because we couldn't find it.
I just know it's the last one. I was wondering if they were going to bring it back, you know. But,
so you kind of know the basis of
yeah.
why that show's a show?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Did you watch Breaking Bad?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think you have to. We've already talked about this.
Yeah.
Anyway, but I think some people think you don't have to, but I don't think you don't think you need to watch Breaking Bad.
I don't think you have to. I mean, it
I do. I
helps.
think you have
It
to.
does help because, like I said, that first season is so slow.
Yeah.
But, you know, if you stick with it and get to season 2 and 3, it's really good and, you know, it holds its own. You don't necessarily have to have
I don't think you'd understand
Breaking
it
Bad.
real good if you didn't the characters and everything.
you won't know who some of them are, but they still have their own backstory, you know, without going into Breaking Bad. So
What was your recommendation?
I ain't made a recommendation
Okay,
yet.
all
we
right.
were just talking
Nobody has.
Are you gonna make one?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Shall we?
Yep. Shout out to cousin Christy
Hey, Christy,
Hosford. Yeah.
Hello.
you're
No,
listening
she
or
probably
watching?
listen. All right. I will listen to that podcast monster, DC Sniper. 15
That I
episodes.
told you about?
Yeah, I think Farmer told you about.
Yeah,
Brandon told you.
Brandon got me to listen to it.
Did you listen to it?
Yeah, I listened to it, and then I.
Oh, you listened to all of it?
I haven't listened to all of it.
Well, I listened to every
I've
one
started
of them.
it.
I listened to all 15 of them. It's really good. Because I remember
on his hands.
Huh?
What?
Do what?
Nothing.
Got too much time on my hands.
Well, I listened to them, and it was interesting.
We'll get flagged.
Yeah.
Because I remember when that was going on.
Yeah.
We would sit up. We'd
Started in Montgomery.
Well, I think what happened when I was listening to that podcast, they had already done some stuff in the D.C. area, and then they just wanted to get out of town, let it cool off a little bit, and go out and try some stuff to see how it works, how they ended up in Montgomery. And then one of the guys, or both of them, may have been from Louisiana.
I think you're.
And they were just, I think one of them's from Louisiana. They shot somebody down there, too.
And I thought the other was from Bama. One was from Louisiana, one was from Bama.
I don't think one of them was from They were just coming through Montgomery.
Okay.
You know, it's the reason they stopped. They were just like, and that's one of the major clues they left was that magazine they left in Montgomery is how they tracked them down. Wow. But I was, they had shot somebody or shot a few people, like at a Michael's craft store and a Home Depot. And I was down, while this was going on, this is right after I got married. And like, we would watch it at night. Like, what is going on, And then they shot somebody. Somebody got shot in Montgomery. But I think they figured all that out later. But I was down in Trustful, and what's that shopping center across from the cemetery? There was a Michael's and a Home Depot in there. And they got the stores up on the hill, too. What's Target out there and everything?
There's Target out there.
What's the name of that shopping center?
I don't know.
Well, I was down there one day while this was going on, and I got to thinking, hey, there's a Michael's right there and a Home Depot, and I was walking down from between those two stores, and that cemetery is over there. I mean, that'd be a good spot for somebody over there, So I would run real quick and get behind that next column, run and get behind the next. Freaking everybody out, man.
Can you imagine him running through the parking lot, and hiding behind each light pole?
Please. David, do you make that sound when you run?
Yeah, like superhero.
Like $6,000 or $6 million man.
Hey, I watched that when it was on.
He is a $6,000 man.
All right, I'm done.
6 million peso man.
Cholula.
Yeah, I got to thinking, man. I got a weird feeling when I was between those two stores, like Michael's, because it used to be Home Depot.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, God. Okay. My recommendation.
This has been a great episode.
Yeah. Dreaming Out Loud by Trace Adkins is an album, one of his first albums that he came out with, I believe.
Is Every Light in the House is on that album?
I think so. But the song that I'm recommending is This Ain't No Thinking Thing.
Right brain, left brain.
Yes, I love that song. Been listening to it on repeat for about a week now. Highly recommend it to you. It's really it's kind of before he got into that real rough, kind of gritty country that he's kind of known for now, and it's just good classic country.
Yeah, his early stuff is pretty good.
Yeah, I like
Every Light in the House.
I mean, I like most of his stuff, but that is original Trace Adkins. It's
now,
really good
he's
stuff.
got some corny, cheesy stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
And like
Swing Batter.
Yeah. I'll listen to that if it comes on, but I'm not going to go listen to
Hot
it.
Mama.
Yeah.
Chrome.
Yeah.
The fact that I know him just speaks
That's weird.
words at me.
Yeah, he's got some pretty. I bought some of those CDs when they come out, like Every Light in the House is on. They might have 2 good songs on it. The rest of them not any good. Yeah. And Clay Walker, when I was at that show, I forgot how good he was. Now he's
How
pretty
long
good.
has he been around?
Well, I went to see him in early '90s, mid '90s at the Civic Center, and I think he opened up for Alan Jackson. He's been around a long time.
I feel like he's, I don't know, like sort of come back into the consciousness of young people now because he's on my For You page all the time.
He's good,
and like
man.
with new music. That's the crazy thing. With new music,
both of them's got new music that's real good too. They both played some new stuff.
Hindsight's 2020.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Tracey Lawrence.
It was fantastic. Yeah. Loud, rowdy. Yeah. They kicked the beach ball out in the crowd. They even hit it a couple of times at the show. Got me a shirt and everything. That's pretty fired up.
Yeah, I'm here to hear the music.
It was great.
Clay Walker was one of the first ones, kind of even before. Oh geez, what is that cat's name? Short guy married.
Urban. Keith Urban.
No.
Edgar Allan Poe.
No.
Kenny Chesney.
Yeah.
He kind of had that Caribbean vibe music before Kenny Chesney really did it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then what? That song when they.
Yeah, because that was a big thing.
beach
Everybody,
balls
I
out
just love that. I love that song because the Caribbean vibe was okay. Whatever.
Yeah, Caribbean country.
Yeah.
That's uniquely Kenny Chesney.
It really is, but he was kind of the first one
Yeah.
to really do it. And
Boy, that was a weird marriage.
Woo. Yeah, well,
For
that's
2
what I was-
days?
Yeah, that's
Kenny
what I was going
Chesney and what was her name?
for. Bridget Jones.
Yeah. Yeah, that was weird.
I want to say Reese
Was it?
Witherspoon.
Was
No,
it? Was it?
that wasn't her.
Wasn't
No.
Reese Witherspoon.
no.
What's her name?
She was in that movie.
Carrie,
Give
stop
Me the
yelling
Money.
at the phone. We're
Give Me the
going to
Money
figure this
movie.
out.
Yeah. She's in all those rom-coms.
Yeah.
Renee Zellweger.
Yeah,
her.
Yeah.
Renee
That was-
Zellweger.
See,
That was a
Carrie,
weird
we
deal.
got it.
I don't know why I knew that.
Says a lot about you.
It just came to me. It just came to me.
And he wrote a.
I'm your
he
resident
wrote a-
movie guy.
He wrote a song based on that movie and just fell in love with her or something, didn't he?
Really? I don't know.
You're our resident movie guy. You can't
Did,
be.
did I ever, I've never told you all the time I met Kenny Chesney.
No.
So
Has it got something to do with Auburn when he was
Yeah,
down there?
yeah, when
and
he-
You
destroyed
didn't almost
the
step
field?
on his dog, did you?
no, that was you with Tracey Lawrence's wife.
Can't- I'm talking about
Dallas
Kenny
Cowboys
Chesney.
cheerleader.
Cheerleader. Well, he did hit her. That's why they got divorced.
Dang. The words of Joe
This
Dirt.
show is
Dang.
going off the rails. Okay, no
I forgive
cheerleader.
him for it though. Go ahead.
Okay, what was I saying?
Kenny Chesney. You met Kenny Chesney.
Yeah, so he came
When
and
he
did a
just-
and
yeah,
did
he
a country
destroyed the field.
when he did a country music show in Jordan-Hare at Auburn when I was down there.
Destroyed the field.
And like 2 days before, he comes down and he sets up and he comes and he works out in our weight room, the football team's weight room. And at the time, I worked for the football team, and so got to briefly meet him for like 5 minutes. I didn't. I got to talk to him and say hey to him. Like it was sort of like in the hallways. He was coming out and I was going in, and his people were there, and I was walking with my boss, and we got to meet him, and my boss let me talk to him and that kind of thing. And it really cool, down to earth guy. Seemed very genuine, and really cool to see in concert. So really, really cool to see in concert, especially in Jordan-Hare.
yeah, I really liked his album When the Sun Goes Down, the one that had the When the Sun. Is it
Yeah.
When the Sun Goes Down?
Yeah,
Is
I
that the
think
name of the
so,
album too? That was probably my favorite album of his, and then everything just went Caribbean country after that. Not a fan. But
Yeah. And what's ironic is probably the most famous song of his. Well,
There Goes
I
My
don't know.
Life.
to me, it's Boys of Fall.
Yeah. That.
Okay.
Now you seen that? Y'all seen that documentary he did?
Yeah.
Boys of All. That's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Because and the reason I say
good.
that is because every time I mention Kenny Chesney around my kids, that's the song they quote. That's the song they quote.
Okay.
So in
Yes,
terms of
great
legacy,
doc, yeah.
that's why
Okay.
like they don't know.
But your
"There
kids
goes
are
my
usually
future."
your kids are usually more football players, and that does get played.
Oh,
quite
I'm
a
talking
bit
like I
on
played
Friday
in normal
nights.
in class, and that's what the kids know it from.
Okay.
Because I think it's just so pervasive amongst their consciousness because it literally is a song about
Friday Night Football.
their world
Sure.
and their age.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, There Goes My Life is also really, really famous.
Yeah, that's a good one.
It is a good song.
He showed up one night when I was at George Strait concert. He showed up, sang a song with George Strait.
Man, that's
Birmingham.
That's awesome.
I want to go see George Strait.
I do too.
concert.
We should go see George Strait together.
Maybe you ain't gonna see him no more.
I was gonna. I mean, well, he said that before, and that's why.
Yeah.
Why his tickets
Yeah.
were so blasted expensive this last time. But
All right, what's your recommendation?
Carrie and I have started watching a show called Outlander on
Oh
Hulu.
gosh,
What?
yeah,
What?
I got conned into watching that
Okay.
by mine, and yeah, I'm hooked.
Okay. It's basically time travel meets Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Well, never mind then. I was gonna
Yeah.
write it down, but
It's not.
I'm out.
It's not overall time travel.
No, no,
Basically,
no,
this
it's-
girl goes up, she touches a stone, and gets transferred back to mid-age
I'm not
Scotland.
Yeah, it's really, really, it's 1700s, 1600s, 1700s.
y'all got to watch Batman. As far as I'm going.
It's to me sometimes it can be a little too on the nose from the romantic side of things.
Yeah.
But the action and the adventure and the mystery of some of the stuff, it's really
I think
good.
the mystery is what's really
Yeah.
keeping me intrigued with it.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily like a huge, great story. I mean, this woman's just basically trying to get back to her own time, figure out how to.
To me, when they went to Paris, it got kind of.
I don't think I'm that far yet.
Oh, you're not even in season 2 yet?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, all right.
No, the boars just killed the huntsman, so
Oh, wow. Okay.
I'm
Yeah,
early into it. I'm like 4 episodes in.
Yeah,
or
you got a long way to go.
something. Yeah. So anyway,
Now, there's a scene towards the end of season 1, and it's kind of like it's
like I said, it's Game of Thrones
It's-
meets time travel a little
it's
bit.
very off-putting. Let me just from everything that you see.
Okay.
Let me just put it to you that
Yeah,
way.
I'm not watching that. I bought the BJ and the Bear box set. I'll just watch that.
Yeah.
So, what put you out on that?
What did
time
you say?
travel? Time travel or
that
Game
and
of
what
Thrones?
else? Yeah, Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm out on that.
For what reason though? Both
That's
of
just
them.
not me.
Okay.
I don't enjoy any of
I
it.
mean, it's not magical. I mean, it's a time period that actually happened in Earth, like, you know.
Yeah,
it's like
it takes place in actual
1700s.
history. That's what piqued my interest to begin with, was the history component. It was, talking about the Scottish Rebellion and Great Britain's attempt to not colonize, but subjugate Scotland and
Right.
bring it into the fold. And that's what really kind of interested me.
Yeah,
I probably should read and watch stuff like that. It would probably expand my horizons, but I just rather watch something that really happened, like a documentary
Or Batman.
historical movie. Right? Yeah, I'd probably watch that.
Well, you better be careful on those documentaries. Ken Burns might get to them first. Just saying.
I think that was like the thing that was not really realized when he was telling that story. Was he's there to interview him because nobody's interviewing him. He got there and Ken Burns is interviewing him.
Oh, that's why I laughed.
Yeah,
If
that's
you
why
go-
I laughed.
I laughed, and because that's hilarious to me. The
They won't
setup
let
and
him in. He's trying to get in there.
Right,
They won't let
yeah.
him in.
Yeah,
Kimber's just wrapping up. They're loading everything up.
that's awesome. His facial expression in that TikTok too.
That is.
Like Ken Burns just wrapped it up, and then he goes,
You did that where you didn't know what he recommended in that one too.
"Yeah,
What'd you recommend?
You never listen to me.
yeah." I don't know why.
He says I never listened to him. I don't know. I wouldn't really
Wah
listen to him.
wah 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 wah.
I got nothing.
That's all she wrote, folks. Okay, well if that's it. Oh, Aaron, what's your recommendation?
Recliners. That's all I got.
Recliner.
Pliers?
Recliners.
I
Oh.
need a new
Huh?
recliner.
I thought you
Get
said
this
pliers
car
with
key out of
rubber
my ear.
handles.
Yeah, he needs those. We need to get you some pliers with rubber handles.
Yeah. Rubber baby buggy bumpers.
So that's really your recommendation is a recliner?
Yeah, I couldn't really think of anything. I mean, the
You
new-
knew we were gonna
look.
We do this every episode,
It's just
man.
it's honestly it's hard to think of. Okay, the new Batman.
Here, I'll
movie,
give you one.
I recommend.
Let me give you one real
Hey,
quick.
did you listen to the Ham and Spam podcast
I did.
about the Batman?
Yeah,
All right.
I got halfway into it. It was really good. I enjoyed
You
it.
ain't got to lie to me, my friend, because we're not friends either way.
All right, here's you one. Here's you one. American Crime Story on FX. True Crime Anthology.
I've heard of that.
The assassination of Gianni Versace. Y'all see that? That's
I've
fantastic.
heard
They
of
man.
say
that. I
it's
haven't
really
seen it.
good.
I've
And-
heard
and
of it.
the,
That doesn't sound like
and
something you would
The
watch.
People
Yeah.
versus O.J. Simpson. Those
Seen
two
that, yeah.
miniseries. Well, that Versace Versace thing.
They did one with the Clintons too, didn't
That was
they?
good. It may have.
Did they really?
Yeah, with
I didn't
the
know
whole
that.
Monica Lewinsky thing.
You know, that guy
Really?
killed that Versace, and then they found him in that boat down in Miami or somewhere,
Yeah.
wasn't it? Down in Florida. Living on that boat. It's pretty good. Hey, there you go. You're welcome.
Thanks, Murphree.
You want another one?
Sure, why not? I mean, this is our last episode of the season.
Branch
No, it's
Davidian
not.
miniseries.
What?
Branch Davidians. Y'all ever watch that? The miniseries? That's pretty good. Out in Waco, Texas.
Yeah, the wake up. Yeah.
That's pretty good. I enjoyed that.
Hold on, I think I've seen that one. Is it the? It's not a documentary. Like
No, it's like a miniseries.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
good.
Yeah, we've seen that one. That one was good.
That's pretty good.
Don't give all yours away
Edible underwear. All right, so let's go ahead and
for when your sugar gets low.
exactly, or your cholesterol gets high. Now, this is yeah. Here, this is the. I'm holding up the Talk or Go Home Best Hot Sauce. This certificate is awarded to Cholula in recognition of being the best hot sauce ever. That's what this says. In case you can't read that.
We sent that to them.
And then on the back, it's dated, and then we signed it, and that's what we sent to Cholula. So Cholula, if you see this,
don't
we
throw it
hope
away.
that you are hanging this up somewhere,
We should
or
have
have
sent
hung
him
it
a
up
plaque.
somewhere.
We should have sent him a plaque.
Yeah, we should have gone plaque.
Hey, it was hard enough sending that.
Yeah, he had to pay a lot of money to mail this.
Took 5 stamps.
Goodness.
It's expensive these days.
It's $8 right there.
You should have just priority mailed it in one of those cardboard envelopes.
I thought about it, but then I didn't.
Look, we're
Probably got bent up in the track.
I asked the lady at the post office. They were shutting down. I got there right as they were shutting down. I was trying to find something to mail it in, and I asked her, I said, "Can I borrow your stapler?" And they were shutting it down. I'd already locked the door, and I was over there trying to get it ready to mail, and I was messing up. I said, "Look, I'll just let me out of here. I'll just go somewhere else and get it fixed. Just give me the stamps." They'd locked the door. They'd unlock it, let me out.
USPS, they don't play. When it gets 3 o'clock, they're done.
When it's closing time, it's closing time.
No, that was on Saturday. I did that on Saturday. It closed at 11:30. I barely made it before we left to go to the concert. I had to get
Who's
that done.
saying closing time?
That's what I was just trying to figure out. Who sang closing time?
Is it Semisonic?
I can't remember.
It's not Third Eye Blind.
No.
I think it's Semisonic. Do y'all know what we're
Three
talking
Dog
about?
Night?
It ain't Three Dog
I
Night.
have no idea.
I'm just saying.
We've got to expose these kids to some 90s music.
Three Dog Night's a good
Look,
band.
I listen to a lot of '90s music.
Just stop.
but,
Just
like,
stop. Please
It's
mute-
all that
mute yourself.
like that grunge.
I love
death
like,
music.
grunge music. I mean, it's not like yelling and stuff like that, but I mean, I like 80s music. I like.
Hey, can I give another
Metallica.
recommendation?
Yeah.
Because it's
You
starting
need,
to
you
get
need one?
no, because it's starting to get warm weather. Windows down. Drive your windows down. That is nice.
Did that
I
today,
did that
and
today on the way
Aaron
over.
Aaron complained about his hair.
Look, all I said
Aaron, have you
was
seen
my
the rest of your
freaking
body? We're not
cowlick.
worried about your hair.
Look, my cowlick was coming up, and it annoys me, and I was like, oh, it's messing up. And Wilson, like, pulls down the window. I'm
You have
like,
to
you
call
didn't
it
have
Mr.
to
Wilson.
do that. And then he was like, oh, you didn't have to. So, whatever, I quit.
Were you coughing?
No,
Okay.
no.
Okay.
I'm gonna get him to tell you a joke that he told me, a Batman joke. God, we can't say it on here, but I'm gonna get him to tell you a Batman joke that he made up himself. He got Ethan Richards. Well,
was
he got
proud of
Ethan
it.
somebody to come up to me and tell me. And he go, "Hey, Coach Wilson, I got a joke for you." And the second he told it to me, I looked at Aaron. I'm like, "Aaron, you told him to do that." He said, "Oh yeah."
I did.
Anyway,
It was a fun. You laughed, so you got
I laughed out of pity. But anyway, this
No, you
it's gone
laughed.
on too long. All right, so
So this is our last recorded episode. That's not our.
we have
season
another
finale.
episode after this.
We
This
have
is
one
not
more after
this
this.
episode is not the season finale. Our next episode
Oh,
is
my
our
bad.
season 5 finale. This
I
is the
did-
last. This is the last episode we're recording.
Oh,
Aaron.
Okay.
Yeah,
Look,
it's out of-
It's
we're-
either like I thought last one. I thought.
Okay, we've let him talk too
Yeah, we
much.
have. We need to take the mic away from
Yeah.
him.
I thought the other episode.
Just turn the mic
before
off.
was
Please mute yourself.
Like the last
Yeah, just
episode
turn the
of
mic
season.
off.
Please stop.
Yeah, there it is.
Thank
Hey,
you.
shut up.
Yeah. Thank you.
But yeah, don't forget you can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. Talk or Go Home. Talk or Go Home TOGH
YouTube,
podcast.
YouTube.
as well if you want to watch the show. The
Don't
show
explain
actually,
it. Don't explain it. It'll be there
yeah, the show comes out on Wednesdays on all podcast platforms.
every other Wednesday.
Every other Wednesday, yes.
And then when
Yes.
they're all out till the next
So-
season.
Season 6 coming right around the corner, guys. But stay tuned for our next episode, the season finale. We've got a really special guest coming on, especially if you're from Alabama. Very special guest. So we're excited about that. And who knows, there might even be some cake. But that's it. Don't forget, you can talk.
Or go home.
So how are you with the first one so far? Like how far along are you?
30 minutes, I guess.
Oh, man, you're just.
Yeah, you're just
He's just
you're
got to
just
the
getting
tip.
to it.
So I should go ahead and finish.
Yeah, just go ahead and finish it.
All right.